There you have it. You know what we do every Friday? We have your guest anchor. We are just 2 hours away from Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone, once more. Thanks for tuning in. I trust you're doing well. I'm Ethan Tashobia. You're watching RwandaTV News live from Kigali. President Paul Kagame has wished Rwandans and residents of Rwanda a happy festive season via his Twitter handle. The president tweeted, "My family and I wish you all the very best, a very happy festive season." President Kagame, who posted a picture of himself in the backyard with 2 pets, added that he got a good start to his own festive season, telling his millions of followers that he loves them. Now, Christians in Rwanda are joining the rest of the world to celebrate the birth of Christ on the Christmas Day. During a Christmas Eve celebration at St. Michel this evening, Antoine Cardinal Kambanda called on the Christians to adhere to COVID-19 prevention measures and encourage them to get vaccinated. Now, still on the Christmas, I'm joined on Skype by Bishop Alola Mbanda, the Archbishop of the Anglican Church of Rwanda and the Vice President of the Inter-Religious Council of Rwanda. Thanks for joining us, Archbishop.
Thank you very much. It's a joy to be with you tonight.
Thanks a lot. Now, Bishop, this is the second Christmas we are celebrating under COVID-19 crisis. It must be a very difficult season for Christians, isn't it?
Yes, it's a very difficult season, but in unusual circumstances, we also take measures and celebrate in unusual circumstances. So, first of all, let me take the opportunity to wish Merry Christmas to all Rwandans and to Christians and those who celebrate Christmas. But the idea is to remind people that we are in unusual circumstances with the COVID-19, and therefore encourage them to take precautions and to keep social distancing, to take all the necessary prevention measures, but also at the same time to encourage them to take the vaccines, those who have not taken vaccines.
Now, Archbishop, talking about the vaccines itself, we've seen in the recent figures, at least most of the believers, regardless of what you believe in, are the very people who are actually hesitant to take COVID-19 vaccines. What would you tell them? What is your message, especially that we're going into festive season?
You know, Ethan's, all major religions encourage health and health-seeking behaviors. Those who are against it are people with wrong prophecies that sometimes they base this to the mark that is mentioned in Revelations that seems to take this as referring to any activity in the world or any advice of the government. And this is not in keeping with biblical teaching or biblical principles. I therefore want to tell those people that the Bible actually celebrates the role of the government that exercises the care on the society, and therefore Christians should give praise for the government that encourages them on health measures and health care. I'm reminded of the Wittenberg 1527 pandemic that happened, and it was very interesting that Martin Luther, who was a good theologian, advised people to keep social distancing, but also he was encouraging people to think and apply the science of the day. So it's very sad to actually hear people that are against the science. The Bible is not against science.
Archbishop, I think it is already almost Christmas, so I'll leave it at that and allow you to enjoy the rest of the evening with your family.
Thank you very much. Merry
Christmas.
To you and
Merry
to
Christmas
Rwandans
indeed.
And to everyone. Thank you.
We appreciate your time. That is the Archbishop of the Anglican Church, Dr. Alola Mbanda, who is also the Vice President of the Inter-Religious Council of Rwanda. In more stories, with just a few hours to go before Christmas, residents are being asked to keep in mind that COVID-19 pandemic is still here and to take steps to prevent it. Gloria Mutes reports.
This evening, thousands of people thronged Nyabugogo bus park looking to travel up country ahead of the festive season. Some travelers express how challenging it was to get vehicles to their destinations. There are so many people here. Getting a car is quite hard. We all want to go celebrate Christmas with our parents, but it's hard, as you can see, because of the so many people. Public transport operators say they are working together with other authorities to enable all people to get to join their families for Christmas while also adhering to COVID-19 regulations.
Together with Rura and the National Police, we are working to ensure that passengers aren't overcharged or be robbed in any way, and that is why we have chosen to come here as well.
Officials from the public transport sector are urging passengers to be mindful and plan for their journeys carefully and early.
People should plan ahead of time instead of traveling on the last day, on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. This would help in preventing the spread of the pandemic that we are all fighting.
Police spokesperson CP John Bosco Kabera asks all residents to celebrate the festive season in adherence to the preventive guidelines, especially at a time when infections are on the rise.
Whoever wants to celebrate Christmas, do that, and bear in mind that COVID-19 preventive measures are still in place.
The Minister of Local Government, JMV Gatabazi, says that regardless of the changes brought about due to the COVID-19 pandemic that is affecting Rwanda and the whole world, people should celebrate in their families.
That doesn't stop you from celebrating Christmas, go to church or attend Mass, because that is still happening, and then have yourselves a wonderful Christmas and be happy while sharing with those at home.
Security organs are also urging the general public to remain vigilant in its handling of security, both through availing timely information and adhering to COVID-19 regulations.
Thank you, Gloria, for that report. Now, the government of Rwanda and the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, BADER, today signed a financing agreement worth $20 million. That is approximately 20 billion Rwandan francs to support the development of basic infrastructure at the Kigali Innovation City project. Kigali Innovation City project is a flagship government program aimed at creating an ecosystem centered around high-tech innovation and talent development to accelerate Rwanda's transition to a knowledge-based economy. We have this report. The 20 billion Rwandan francs financing agreement signed between the government of Rwanda and the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, BADER, comes to finance the development of a 61-hectare piece of land where Kigali Innovation City sits within the Special Economic Zone. The area will encompass a work-life community that integrates universities, Grade A offices, residential and student housing, retail facilities and business hotels in an innovative and green smart city concept. The Arab Bank for Economic Development, also known as BADER, headquartered in Khartoum, Sudan, will support Rwanda to deliver on its flagship government program aimed at creating an ecosystem centered around high-tech innovation and talent development to accelerate Rwanda's transition to a knowledge-based economy, as explained by the Finance Minister, Dr. Uziel Ndagijimana.
BADER's financing comes to ensure that the government's commitment in execution of KIC, Kigali Innovation City, are met, which are mainly to deliver key infrastructure, including roads, utilities such as electricity and water, as well as digital infrastructure. The KIC has attracted the Africa 50 as a co-investor together with the government of Rwanda through Rwanda Development Board to build the required ecosystem in the Kigali Special Economic Zone. BADER has been supporting our key development sectors such as transport, electricity, and water and sanitation, and now digital technology development.
The Director General of the BADER, Dr. Sidi Audita, said the bank is committed to upscale its support to Rwanda, especially in the area of ICT and innovation, because they believe digital transformation is not only an opportunity for Africa, but the only way for Africa to achieve the fourth industrial revolution.
We do believe that the digitalization and the digital transformation is not only an opportunity for Africa, but it is the only way for Africa to reap the benefit of the fourth and fifth industrial revolution.
Cooperation between the government of Rwanda and Badea focuses on infrastructure development, such as building strong road network, increasing electricity coverage, as well as water and sanitation. Claire Kamanzi, the CEO of Rwanda Development Board, said Badea is already exploring more partnerships with the government of Rwanda.
I'm also very pleased to note and to appreciate the fact that Badea is looking at investing beyond just the basic infrastructure through the loan today, but also the first building that we think is another important milestone. We very much look forward to collaborating with you, Badea, in that aspect as well. And we look forward to producing and delivering an innovation city that is not only going to spur innovation in Rwanda, but our goal is to spur innovation on the entire continent of Africa.
The Kigali Innovation City project, also known as KIC, has attracted Africa 50, a co-investor together with the government of Rwanda to build the required ecosystem in the Kigali Special Economic Zone. Africa 50 and the government of Rwanda through the Rwanda Development Board are investing 50-50 in the early stage development activities to increase bankability of the project, with a view to also sourcing other strategic sponsors and co-investors. The Kigali Innovation City has already attracted universities such as Carnegie Mellon University, the African Leadership University, the African Institute of Mathematical Science, and the University of Rwanda Center for Biomedical Engineering and eHealth. Now, in more stories, retailers, wholesalers, and the consumers of cooking gas known as LPG are calling for dialogue between the LPG distributors and importers in the country to come to a common ground on the price of this basic commodity in relation to the recently set up retail prices established by the government of Rwanda. Olive Nete reports.
From the 15th of this December, the new cooking gas prices were set by the government, where those who import gas in the country were supposed to sell it at a price of 1,151 Rwandan francs. Distributors would buy it at 1,120 Rwandan francs and sell it to the final consumer at 1,260 Rwandan francs per kilogram. This was done after a sharp rise in gas prices. Sellers point out that the reduction in prices caused a big loss to them. That is why they request for consultations before setting up new prices.
The amount that we're currently earning is 20 to 30 Rwandan francs per kilogram. This cannot help us at all because we are required to pay the workers, trucks that deliver the gas, banks that gave us the loans, and so much more. The fluctuations in prices is caused by the shortage of stock, and when there is a change in prices at the international market within 3 to 5 days, we also get affected.
Some of the traders point out that currently in some places around the country, there is shortage of gas because importers are no longer selling it to them, and the distributors are now directly selling it to the consumer with added cost of transport.
Currently, there is a shortage of gas compared to how we used to have it, and also the prices set by the government are not being applied. After setting the prices to 1,151 Rwandan francs, these big companies did not directly apply the new prices due to how they purchased it. I can give you an example of these big companies. Instead of giving us the gas, they chose to take it back to their gas stations. And it is at the stations where they're selling the gas at a price that was supposed to be of the retailer.
Consumers are requesting all authorities concerned by this issue to discuss about these prices, for it is still higher than the recently set retail price, forcing many households to use charcoal for cooking. The small container is costing 7,670 Rwandan francs, and we used to buy it at 6,000. We request them to reduce it at a price that is affordable by everyone as it was before. This means that people recently buying gas are those in a high category, but for us, we are no longer using it. The chairperson of the Rwanda Association of Petroleum Products Importers, Dr. Joseph Akumuntu, has noted that this issue is caused by traders and distributors, and that the quantity of gas needed in the country is available.
There is no problem. The issue is with the distributors who are inflating the prices. To them, selling it at a lower price today is still a big problem. That's why we noted that residents should get gas at a price not exceeding 1,260 Rwandan francs per kilogram. There is enough quantity of gas, and we agreed with all concerned institutions and all sellers of gas close to the last buyer. Everyone who needs gas has to call or go to the companies that distribute gas, such as Merez, Espe, Mountain Meru, Rubis, and Surufo. They will deliver it to you, and they have no reason to raise the price.
The Director General of Rwanda Utilities Regulatory Authority, Ernest Nsayimana, points out that there will be penalties to those who inflate prices of cooking gas.
Such behavior, or what we call deceiving residents by inflating prices, is unacceptable. There are rules and regulations that we usually follow. Different authorities are working together, warning those people who inflate prices. There will also be a team linking different authorities to follow up on the implementation of the new set prices.
After the establishment of new prices of the liquefied petroleum gas that was set on the 15th of this December, it is expected that these prices will be adjusted after a month to ensure that they are up to actuations on the international market. Olive Nete, reporting for RTV News.
Welcome back. I'm Yvon Buravan, your guest anchor tonight. Now, in other stories making headlines globally, South Korea has pardoned former President Park Geun-hye, who has been serving a 22-year prison sentence for corruption and election law violations. Park became the country's first democratically elected leader to be thrown out of office in 2017. We have this report courtesy of Al Jazeera.
Bravan, quite an amazing. I just wanted to play every little detail of every song you've released. Quite amazing album you put in. Thank you so much for what you're doing. And many thanks for finding time to be with us on this evening, Christmas Eve.
It's a pleasure, and Merry Christmas to you
Merry
guys.
Christmas. What does this season mean to you, by the way?
I'm a Christian, and Christmas represents a lot for Christians. So, you know, and being a time of holidays and getting to be with family, with friends, it's a special, it's a special time to be in.
I made you sit in my chair. How did it feel?
It's quite interesting.
I know.
Stressing.
Very stressful.
Yeah.
Very stressful. That's why you'll probably not see us enjoying what we do. How's been 2021 for you?
I mean, for me, 2020 and 2021, I've been working on one project, which was my album, Twaje.
The one that's
out, yes.
Fantastic.
So 2021 was a cool year because it was the finishing year of my album.
So you didn't feel the pinch of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Of course, I felt it because, you know, even when you're working on albums, sometimes you have shows and dates. And actually, when Corona came, I was still having some dates going on, but it stopped. But again, I used that time to focus more on the album and looking at the outcome. It was worth it.
Fantastic. Now, on that very song that is actually playing in our background, it's been a tough year for this group that you did a collab with on Changiranje. But let us know, how is it difficult for artists in the music industry? I mean, they were on and off, but from your own perspective, is it very easy to actually think, look, I've done this and this, but I just want to quit?
Actually, thank you very much for talking about Active, the ones we worked on that song with. They actually released the song
I know,
yesterday.
It's good to see them back.
I'm happy for me too to see them back. It's not easy to be in this industry. That's why sometimes you see artists going and then coming back. Of course, it has something to do with the financial situations in the industry, because this industry is an industry that does not have that much investment that is needed. So sometimes it makes the actors not to do what they have to do.
Not to feel appreciated, not to feel rewarded?
Not to feel, not that, but you know, that envy of doing what you have to do, what you want to do, and you don't get to do it maybe because you don't have that required stuff.
Now, has it ever crossed your mind that you actually at some point want to quit this industry?
Never. For me, singing, beside being business, it's my life. That's something I would do if I have a lot of money and I don't have to work for money, and that's something I would do if like I have nothing. Like if I have nothing to do, there's nothing to eat, I'd still sing.
What did you study?
When did I study? Primary, secondary, university?
University? Not yet there?
The university was the University of Rwanda, UR, College of Business and Economics, CBE. A year and 2 years at
So you did business, Kali. You did some bit of business.
Yes.
Now, actually, that explains how much you invest in your business. You invest a lot. You invested 2 years in this album. What does it mean to you, and what should fans expect?
I don't know if it's the business perspective or the artistic perspective, because for me as an artist, I love some art that is worked on.
One more time, as we conclude this, I think we should dance to Gusakara one more time.
The last part is the one that has some dance in it.
The last one. As they get to that, Bravan, this is Christmas. We're in Christmas.
How good are you actually?
Let's do it.
Yes, move.
Good. I'm going to embarrass you guys. I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And man, if you really want to listen to his album, please go on his YouTube channel. He's been promoting it on his Instagram, and go support the guy. This guy has taken us this country to the next level. I saw you being tweeted by RFA the other day. I mean, you're the winner of that award that I don't know how to pronounce.
Prix Découverte.
Prix Découverte. Something like that. Now you heard it. From me and the entire news production team, and of course, my guest Anka Bravan, we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Stay safe. Until next time, I'm Ethan Tashabia. Bye for now.